Alright guys, we're going to get started in just a moment. Hello, and thanks for taking the time to join this free webinar today. My name is Dale Bateman. I'm a part-time internet marketer living near Toronto, Canada. My background is in graphic design, marketing, and personal training. Plus, I've been building my online business as a part-time internet marketer for almost 4 years. Now, before I get started with today's free webinar, let me share with you what I believe is the #1 mistake that most internet marketers make. And yes, this includes me, especially when they are just getting started. Because I am truly passionate about wanting to help people achieve more success in their lives, and hopefully you will learn from my mistakes. As you know, many people have had great success online. However, without even realizing it, they were creating only a short-term business model. Why? They didn't build a list. They create a multitude of products to sell online. Some are good, most are not so good. They sell them through forums, affiliates, and advertising. Maybe they make a lot of money. Most of the time they don't. Why? They didn't build a list. Some of the greatest online marketers have had pockets of success by leveraging things like Google AdSense. By implementing simple keyword strategies early on, some brought in a whopping 6-figure income. But then, Google changed the rules, and these once successful online marketers were left with almost nothing. Can you guess why? That's right, they didn't build a list. So why is a good list so important? Quite simply, a quality list will continue to pay you for your quality online content over and over and over again. It all comes down to the trust that you earn from your email list. They learn to trust you because you've taken the time to build a strong relationship with them. So, what's the best way to build a strong, loyal list? That's what we're going to cover in this free webinar series. Now, I want to officially welcome you to this free internet marketing webinar. Let's get started. Grab a pen and some paper to make notes. Once the webinar is over, I'll open the floor for some Q&A. Right now, I'm doing high-level internet marketing and creating automated and passive sources of income online. Plus, I'm enjoying teaching people, just like you, how to do the same thing and make money online. But this time around, I'm making sure that everyone on my team is focused on building a list. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. Make sure that you take the strategies you will learn here and use them to build a strong, loyal email list. But remember, when you are successful, make certain that you take time for what's really important in your life, like spending more time with your family, or maybe doing some traveling you've always wanted to do, or being able to buy that new car you've always wanted. I mean, that's what's so great about working from home. You have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, and as much as you want. Now, let's get to building you a good list. Here's what we'll be covering tonight. This week, we're going to be talking about building a customer base. Just what we were just talking about. Now, first off, let me ask you a question. Do you think it is easier to sell your product or service to a complete stranger or to a person you have had some sort of contact with before, whether that's a personal conversation, a phone call, a Skype call, an email back and forth, a text message, even a Facebook post or a comment. What do you think? Well, without a doubt, it would be harder to sell to a total stranger who does not know whether or not you are an honest seller and whether or not they should trust your words and believe that your product or service will truly benefit them. Isn't that the truth? So this is precisely why you should build up a customer base, or, as I've mentioned before, a strong, loyal list. Same thing. A group of people who trust you and will most likely buy any product that you offer to them. This will ensure that you have a recurring and consistent source of income. And let's face it, guys, that's what we're doing this for. All right? Many of us here, myself included, I'm still working a full-time job, and my goal is to stop doing that very soon. And in order to do that, let's face it, we have to have a recurring and consistent source of income. So that's what comes down to building this strong, loyal customer base or loyal email list. All right? So, when you release a product or make an endorsement, essentially you have a group of people always ready to hear what you have to say. There are several sources that you can tap into to start building a customer base. We're going to focus on 3 of them tonight. Okay, so the first one is to participate in an online forum. Now you can give advice and help for free within a forum. It won't be long after you start doing this before people start to recognize your name and stop to listen every time you have something to say, because they see that you have credible information that you're giving to help people. You'll become a valuable friend and teacher and gain the trust of these people in the forum. Now, let me ask you this. Would you buy something that your close friend recommends? Of course you would. Same idea. When you take part in forums and you start helping people within the forums and other people start to recognize your name and see that you're a person that they can trust and that they can ask questions of, because they know they're going to get a good answer and they're going to get an honest answer. Because that's what people are there for. People are there in a forum because they have a problem they want to solve, they have a question they want answered, and they're looking for help because in many cases, perhaps it's something to do with, excuse me, with some software they're trying to figure out. You know, how many times have you visited a forum in lieu of trying to get online and talk to someone on, say, an online chat or a customer service representative for the company that actually sold you the software? Okay, that's just a long, tedious process. So it's much faster to actually go find a niche forum, and there's tons of them out there, guys. Just about any niche that you can imagine has probably hundreds of forums with it. And these are all people who share those same types of interests, and they're all looking for either help themselves or to be able to help other people. Okay? It all comes down to this strategy. It's a good thing that people are helping people, and I don't consider it a negative that people are perhaps there to try to start building up their customer base, because they're helping people in the process. And in my opinion, if you can help somebody to get over a problem that they're having, I think in exchange for that, getting that person to trust you and become part of your customer base eventually, I don't think that's an unfair trade-off. So get involved with some online forums. Take a look at your niche, take a look at your target market. Where are those people going for help online? Get involved, start offering your own help to those problems, and who knows, you probably will learn something yourself. Okay? Because that's a very important part of this. Don't come across as somebody who's just there with all the answers and, you know, everybody should listen to me, click my link because I've got all the stuff you need right here at my website. You don't want to approach it that way. Just come across as somebody who's confident. There's a saying that they have actually at the company I work for. It's one of they call them their 5 traits. And one of those traits is to be confident, not cocky. Okay, keep that in mind when you're looking at getting involved with the forums. You want to portray a sense of confidence, but you don't want to be cocky about it. Okay? Help people out. They will get to trust you, and then take it from there. All right, number 2, build a mailing list. Okay, now that's kind of a broad term, I know, build a mailing list. So what do we mean by that? Well, there are literally, guys, a gazillion methods to collect subscribers on the internet. But when it's boiled down to the very essence, it's all about proving your value. Okay? Once again, we're proving our value, gaining trust. We want to prove our value to the crowd and by offering an incentive to make people want to become part of your mailing list. Okay? So if you want people to be on your list, you have to offer them some sort of incentive. A typical example would be a website chock full of freely available, helpful, and quality articles on a certain subject, plus a special report that can be downloaded for free provided they give their email address. Okay, now this has been around for a long time on the internet. People exchanging special information, stuff that, you know, is like a step above what's typically on your website. But in exchange for that special report, that free report, that e-course, whatever it might be, I need to get your email address so that I can continue to contact you. And, you know, people are willing to do that. You know, I just tried an experiment the other day. I set up a quick squeeze page for a special report that I threw together, put up a quick ad on Facebook, and within, I'd say 3 or 4 hours, I had about a half a dozen opt-ins added to my list. People just looking for a special report, an extra bit of information, and they're willing to give up their email address for it. Okay? Now, the rich content provides value, and this is the stuff on your site. You should be updating your blog on a daily basis with new content. So that's the stuff that provides the value. And the special report is the extra incentive. It's like the cherry on top. Okay? It's like, come to my site, check out my content. It's got lots of value, and you're going to learn some stuff there that you may not know. And as a bonus, I'm willing to give you this special report that takes it to the next level and gives you even more valuable information. But in exchange, I'm going to need your email address because I want to continue to give you that quality information that you're searching for. Right? Okay, so there you go. Building a mailing list. And you can do this with any niche, any target market. Doesn't matter what it is, from health and fitness to online marketing to selling baby booties. Doesn't matter what it is, there's a niche for it. There's a need for it, and that need is growing. All right? I don't know the stats for just today, but you know, the number of people that continue to get online on a daily basis, it's just astounding. And for a while, when I was first getting started in online marketing, I thought, boy, oh boy, how can so many people be out there, you know, trying to sell so many different products? Isn't it going to saturate itself and everybody's going to run out of customers? Well, I've come to realize that's not the case. You know, for everybody, you know, just a rough guesstimate of my own, for every 10 people that stop using the internet today, probably 100 more start using it. Okay? And everybody's looking for that piece of information that's the key to them getting to where they want to be, whether it's starting their own online business or starting an offline business, perhaps. Whatever it might be, the people are there, the customers are there. You just have to be there to provide the content for the value and give them that extra incentive that will help them and entice them to give you their email address so you can continue to talk with them. Okay? Number 3. Here's one that people typically don't focus on enough, in my opinion. Target your existing customers. Okay? Now, if you're brand new, obviously you don't have any existing customers. Or do you? Think about it for a moment. Even if you're brand new to online marketing, chances are you've already got, at the very least, a few Facebook friends, you know, or you've got a few Twitter followers, or, you know, other sources of social networking have provided you with some sort of a list of people that you interact with on a daily basis. Now, maybe these aren't your quote-unquote potential customers. Maybe they're just your friends and your neighbors and your acquaintances, but it's where those other people are interacting that you should find more interesting. Okay? Because that's the great thing about social networking, is connecting with person A may not have any sort of, you know, financial gain for you, at least not right off the bat. But if you connect with person A and they in turn indirectly connect you with person B, and person B perhaps is in your target audience, there you go. So don't feel that if you're brand new to online marketing that you don't have any existing customers to talk to or to deal with, because chances are you do. You just have to go looking for them. So let's explore this a little more. If you bought a product from a particular person and they answered all your questions and were very helpful, would you buy from them again in the future? Definitely, right? That's what we mean. If you are someone who has existing customers, I've heard it time and time again, and I say it time and time again, it's always easier to get more sales from existing customers than it is from new customers. That's really what it boils down to, why we're building this customer base and this strong email list. Because it's those repeat customers that will continue to buy from you. And chances are, if you're doing things correctly, and we'll get to this in more detail in future webinars, each time you offer those people a particular product or service, it is probably going to be higher priced than the one before. Okay? And that's when we're going to get into talking about setting up funnels and working on your sales. But that's just something to think about. Remember that point. I'll repeat it again. It's easier to get sales from existing customers than it is from new customers. Whoops. When a customer is giving you his money, that's not the end of the relationship, because by keeping in touch with him and developing a flourishing relationship with him, you can and will literally have a lifetime source of income. Okay, and as soon as you realize that, guys, then it will click for you. Okay? When you realize that having a loyal customer base / email list and you feel like making some extra money, all you literally have to do is come up with an innovative new product that is a complement to something perhaps that you've done before, or something that you see is a need and a want for your target audience. Get it out there in front of them, and bang, it'll happen. Your sales will just happen because you built that list, you've built that customer base, they trust you, they have the relationship with you, and it doesn't matter really what it is. If it's conceived of being any value at all, they will grab it from you. Now, just imagine this. Imagine if 100, 1,000, or even 10,000 customers are waiting to grab your newest products even before they are released. Okay? Just think about that. Let's say you have a product that you're selling for $27. Okay? Just going to do some quick math here. If you have a product for $27 and you have a list of 10,000 customers, if everybody bought your product on that list, you'd make $270,000. Okay? Now, that's a bit of a pipe dream, but even so, if you had still 10,000 customers on your list and 100 people bought that product for $27, which is really not that outrageous in terms of percentages of people who purchase, that's still $2,700. Think about it. What could you do right now with an extra $2,700 in your pocket? Could you pay off that credit card? Could you go have a terrific weekend with the family? Could you make that necessary repair to your home that you need? Okay, so this is the kind of thinking that you have to get into. And we're also going to be talking more about things like mindset and getting your head around doing this properly in future webinars. But for now, let's continue. So this is why it's vital to build a customer base, because it simply saves a lot of time and effort, and it literally, guys, keeps on paying you over and over and over again. Okay? So I hope that's been helpful. 3 different ways for you to start building that customer base. I'll repeat them for you again. Get involved in some forums. Start helping people there. Number 2, create some good content on your blog, which you should be doing anyway, and give an extra incentive of a free report that people can download in lieu of giving you their email address. And number 3, try looking at your existing customers, even if you're brand new, take a look at the people you deal with online all the time and see if they can be a segue into what can potentially be new customers for you. Okay? But if you do have existing customers, really focus on them. Really focus on building that trust and relationship with your existing list and work it as much as you can. Okay? All right. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Here are tonight's 5 ways to make money online. So each week, through the 10 weeks of this webinar series, I'm going to be giving you 5 different ways to make money online. Some of them may have to deal with what we've discussed in the webinar. Others may be totally different. And others may be really different. We've actually got one of those tonight. But I want to share these with you. So tonight we're going from number 6, because this is the second in the series of 10, tonight's webinar. So we're going 6 to 10 tonight. Just going to grab a quick drink here, excuse me. All right. Number 6, Chitika. Okay, Chitika.com works something like Google AdSense. We talked about that. It was actually our number 5 last week. Now, Chitika offers publishers and advertisers user-targeted, search-targeted, mobile and local ads for websites, blogs, apps, and mobile sites. Now, traditionally, the Chitika ads, sorry, I've got a spelling error there. The Chitika ads have worked best on product-related blogs, but now their premium ad units convert very well on a larger range of blogs. So what I would recommend is just go check out Chitika.com and see what it's all about. Okay, it's like Google AdSense, but in many ways, like I say, it's very much more targeted to the users that are going there. Okay, so there's your number 6. Number 7, become an Amazon associate. This is actually something that I started doing about 6 months ago. And that experiment I told you I did a little while ago with the free report, I actually had that loaded with 4 different links in it for different Amazon products that if people buy through clicking those links, I get a commission from it. So let's explain Amazon.com a little bit as being an Amazon associate. So Amazon.com is like a supermarket that sells all kinds of things. The only difference is that all transactions happen online and items purchased are shipped directly to where the consumer prefers. Becoming an associate with them means that you can help them promote their products through your own website, and advertising fees can be earned from qualifying purchases, not just the products you advertised. So it's not just about particular items, because sometimes people will put specific items on their website, specific Amazon items that are available to be purchased. But so not only that, but also you get a chunk of the advertising fees that you can earn from qualifying purchases as well. So it's kind of a double whammy there, a win-win for you. So check out being an Amazon associate. And really, guys, Amazon sells such a huge variety of things that, again, it doesn't really matter what your niche is. You probably can find some sort of product on Amazon that fits with your niche, that people in your niche and in your target market are looking for. I would say you'd be hard-pressed not to find something. Okay, so check it out. Just go to Amazon.com and look for or search Amazon Associate. You'll get more information. Number 8. Here's an interesting one. It's something I've tried a little bit, but I want to get more into it in the future. Connecting offline suppliers with online buyers. Many offline product suppliers or service providers still do not have an online presence and are hence missing out on a lot of business. Most of these suppliers do not have the technical know-how to set up a website and sell their stuff online. So here's where you can help them get online and earn referral fees. So basically, you can go out even in your own local community, find offline companies who do not have currently a website, and there's a few ways that you can approach this. If you have the technical know-how to help them set up their website, then there's your first line of income right there. I just talked to a new client, offline client of my own today, and I'm getting started on their website right away. And these are people who don't have they don't have the knowledge to know how to set up a website, nor do they want to have it. All they know is they need to have it, and they know based on everything that they see and hear that online buyers are in these huge numbers. You know, I just talked about it a few minutes ago. Literally the millions of people that are out there looking to purchase something is amazing. So you can become sort of like the middleman, if you will, between these offline suppliers who have no website or have no interest in having a website and online buyers. So you could set up a website similar to the one that could be working as an Amazon associate that we just talked about, but instead of promoting Amazon's product, you're promoting this particular offline supplier's products on your website. And you've got a pretty unique thing there, because in many cases you may be able to boast on your site that this stuff is not available anywhere else. This is the only place you can get this, is through my website, because it's the specific offline supplier who doesn't have an online presence themselves. Okay, so this is an interesting one. If you've got some sort of technical knowledge on setting up websites, or even if you're just a good salesperson, get out there, talk to people in the community, find out. It just takes a few simple Google searches to see who does and does not have a website. Talk to those who don't and tell them you can be their connection with online buyers who are eager to buy their product. Okay? Number 9, provide writing services. This is for all you budding authors out there. Other webmasters or sites are willing to pay for your articles or blog posts. Outsourcing has grown big online, and online business owners are always looking for freelancers who are willing to help them write in return for some compensation. If you can write, provide your writing service to make money online. And what I would recommend here, guys, is put yourself out there. There's a great way to start, which is called Fiverr.com. I'll spell that for you, Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com, it helps connect buyers and sellers. There's a huge market out there right now for people wanting to purchase ghostwriter blog posts for their blogs. You know, each of my webinars, pretty much, I talk about always having fresh new content on your blogs. Well, some people just aren't writers. They don't like writing. They feel they aren't creative, and for whatever reason they just don't like to write. But they know they have to in order to get things rolling with their blog. So they need content. So where do they go? They go to outsourcing agencies like Fiverr.com, and they look for people who will write blog posts for them for a fee. You can literally have someone write an article for you for $5 on Fiverr.com. And in a lot of cases, they'll do it within 24 hours. And if you find people that you like who give you good content and are consistent for you, you can arrange to hire them outside of Fiverr, and they can be your ghostwriter. They can write all your content for you, or maybe 50%, and you could do the other 50% yourself, whatever it might be. But getting back to you making money online, if you are into writing, if you love writing and enjoy it, get yourself what's called a gig on Fiverr.com and sell your service as a writer. Okay? So that's number 9. Number 10, final one for tonight. This is the one that's a little bit different, but nonetheless, it's a great market. It's a huge market. Selling stock photography. Now, there's a rather high demand for stock photography online. Now, what's the reason? This is because people need pictures for websites, presentations, brochures, and so on and so forth. And they're willing to pay for the right image. Now, the great thing is, you do not have to be a professional photographer to sell your photographs, because people generally search for images by keywords, not by photographer. Therefore, you have the same chance as anyone else of having your image picked. Okay? So basically how this works, guys, is you take some photography and you can approach a stock photography company online. I'll give you an example of one that I use just about every day. It's called Shutterstock.com. And you can approach them and tell them you are a photographer and you have some images that you would like to sell. So what they do is they, first of all, they get you to write to sign a release that people can purchase your photographs and use them wherever they want to. So you essentially give up your rights to your photographs, but that's fine. You're getting paid for it. Then what they do is they take your images and they add them to their library. And these people have millions of images in their libraries. And once they're added to the library, they obviously have your name attached to them as the photographer. And every time somebody chooses that image for whatever it might be for a Facebook post, it could be for a presentation, a brochure, whatever it is, you get a royalty for that. Okay? Now, in some cases it works that way. In other cases, the company will just buy your images outright for an agreed upon price between the two of you, and it's a done deal. You just continue feeding them photography, different images on different subjects, and what you can do in the background is you can try doing some Google keyword searches and see what types of photography people are looking for. And if you find particular keywords that people are looking for with the word photography or image in it, then what you can do is go out and start taking photos in that would fit with that keyword. And then you've got a higher demand image that you can sell to the stock photography companies. Okay, so there you go. Your 5 ways to make money online for today. Let's go back through them really quickly. Chitika, similar to Google AdSense, but more targeted. Try it out. Become an Amazon associate. Okay, sell things from Amazon.com on your website and get a commission. Connecting offline suppliers who don't have a website with online buyers, become that middleman person and connect those two and make a finder's fee for and a referral fee for doing that. Providing writing services, get yourself over to Fiverr.com if you haven't seen it already and check out what they have to offer. And if you're a writer, get yourself involved, get a gig. And number 10, selling stock photographs. Very lucrative if you have the time to put into it and if you get quality stuff that people want. That's the key. So try at least one of these strategies soon, guys, and you will see a gain in your online success. And with that, I want to thank you so much for attending the webinar tonight. We're going to open it up for Q&A in just a moment, but I just want to remind you of a couple of things. As I mentioned before, I'll mention it again. These webinars happen every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and each week we have a different topic, and I'll be presenting you again with 5 different options for making money online as well. A couple of other things. I'd welcome you to check out my blog at buildyoursuccessonline.com. Check out what I've got there. I've got posts that I update daily, and I also have an awesome free product there that you can grab in exchange for your email address, of course. It's called Affiliate Marketing Supremacy. It's a free report that gives you a lot more insight into setting up your online business. Okay, I'm actually working on a new report right now that I'm going to have available very soon, and I'll be getting the word out on that one as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is my Facebook group. Please come and join my Facebook group. It's called Frustrated Online Marketers. You can find it by searching that on Facebook. Come on over. You can post daily your blog post links, your video links, your own Facebook fan page link, anything you want. I've got over 100 members now, and it's growing strong. I want to keep it growing, so come on over to Frustrated Online Marketers and join now. I really look forward to getting you involved and getting your content in there for everyone to share. That's it for tonight, guys. Let's open it up for Q&A, and once again, I want to thank you so much for attending. Here we go.